Welcome to the beautiful Belgium seaside resort of Panne, just over the border from France. It is a beach favoured by French tourists from Lille. In fact, French is more spoken than Dutch here. The long beach is lined with apartments, but there are plenty of shops and restaurants in the back streets, which distinguishes it from other beaches before Ostende. Panne is where King Leopold I first set foot on Belgian soil in 1831, and a monument was raised in his honour. It is also where King Albert I set the headquarters for the Belgian army and his government during the First World War. In 1940, it is between Panne and Dunkirk across the border that the British troops retreated from the Nazi advance into Benelux and France. Leave your motorhome in the Aire de Service in Panne and take a go-as-you-please tram ride. Buy tickets from the tram office halfway along Newport Lane in Panne. You can buy one ticket where you can get on and off as you please, all the way along to Holland if you like. The tram meanders all the way along the coast, and you can visit some old seaside towns. Stop off and explore the old Second World War defences. The Saltzwell New Battery is one of the best preserved elements on the Atlantic Wall. This coastal defence line was built by the Germans during the Second World War and stretches from Norway right up to the Spanish border, with a length of nearly 5,300 kilometres. The Atlantic Wall had to withstand an invasion of occupied Europe by the Allies. From the summer of 1941 onwards, the Saltzwell New Battery at the domain of the late Prince Karel was built by the German Kriegsmarine. The battery's main task was to present and defend the harbour of Ostende. At the end of 1942, the battery was incorporated into the Atlantic Wall and later was called Tripitz. The over 60 bunkers, observation posts and artillery positions, and the 2 kilometres of open or subterranean corridors constitute one of the best preserved parts of the infamous German Atlantic Wall. This defence line was built by the Germans during the Second World War, from the French-Spanish border to Norway. Thousands of bunkers were constructed to protect the ports and to prevent an Allied assault. The majority of the preserved bunkers and trenches at the site date to the construction of the Atlantic Wall during the German occupation of Belgium, during the Second World War. During the war, numerous fortifications were constructed on the site, including the well-preserved Solswil New Battery to defend the nearby port of Ostende from Allied invasion. There were 36 anti-aircraft flak guns. Well-practiced soldiers could fire 80 to 100 shots per minute, and shooting was accurate up to the height of 2 kilometres. In the centre of the battery was the observation and command post. Soldiers and NCOs worked and stayed in small rooms with their beds hanging from the ceiling. The men's quarters that housed 15 soldiers shows how difficult life for these soldiers was. There was a food store for keeping tinned food and bottles of wine. These primitive toilets served all the men in the bunkers. Soldiers with minor injuries were treated on site, but soldiers with more serious injuries had to be transferred to the main hospitals in Ostende and Bruges. All small arms and machine guns were repaired on site. The men's quarters provided shelter for 30 soldiers and 3 NCOs. There isn't much space in these bunkers. The bunks are hanging from the ceiling. Electricity and fresh air are provided, and a round coal stove is also used. The main purpose of this bunker was to protect the entrance to Ostende harbour. This part of the Belgium coast was used by the RAF when bombing raids were over Germany. Notice the searchlight. This land was also used as the parade ground. This is an original painting, painted by the camp's resident painter, and it happens to be over the fireplace of the camp's commanding officer. We stayed on the Aire de Service just outside Panne, and then caught the tram, which is just outside of the Aire de Service, up to the Atlantic Wall Museum just outside Ostende.